So we are talking about the Bushido, the Soul of Japan by Inazo Nitobe. Um, First of all, understand this. I'm going to say things you did not, most likely, don't expect me to say, so bear with it. You know, of course, it's going to be about seppuku, committing suicide. But before we jump on the suicide part, seppuku part, let's talk about beforehand chapters and my biggest takeaways of mine from the book what I mentioned, written down. So Bushido means military. Bushido, military knight ways. So basically, it's like a European version of Bushido would be knighthood mentality, not mentality but knighthood, right? This knight, and you remember Don Quixote at the same time when you mentioned the name. But let's keep going. Basically, spirit of daring and bearing is the idea of the courage. We can say that the spirit of daring and bearing is the act of courage. Um, you know, Courage played a huge role in Japanese society. Like courage mattered. It was very very important. So we need to understand that. Also, we need to understand that we are talking about the ancient times. Things are much different, much more complicated. But even today, a lot of people report, and you see this thing that even today Japanese people have different mentality. They are very much more polite, and they have different mindset. For example, when we talk about gift, right? In Western civilization, like when you bring a person a gift, like for example in Europe, you bring the person a gift and like, hey, here is my gift to you, and you imply that this is the best thing I bought for you. This is the best thing, and that's why I bought this to you. But in Japanese society, it's like, I am gifting this to you as a token. This has no value. It may be gold, by the way. It doesn't matter what this gift is. But what the idea behind gift is this: is that it cannot comprehend to the person. So it's nothing compared to you. So I'm putting this gift to your feet as a token and nothing more. And in European civilization, you expect people to be pleased by your gift, but in Japan it's very different. Also, it's very funny remark in the book. Like Japanese have these very strange traditions, and you can, when you read the book, you can tell it how different is these certain traditions, and how different the cultural difference is. Like it's a entirely different mindset than what we see here. And also Japanese people, samurais basically in this era, people had respect toward presence of mind. And what presence of mind refers to is shown in this story. Imagine this: you are chased by your enemies and you run, and suddenly your enemy calls for you, and you turn around and give a witty answer, smart answer, and your enemy is like, okay, I cannot kill this person. And why? Because with your witty answer, you have shown to your enemy. Your enemy shouts at you like, hey, what kind of manly act is this to run for your life or stuff like this? And when you turn around and answer some witty answer, it shows that you have the presence of mind. And presence of mind refers that you are not scared. From personal experiences, I can tell that in a fight, the most important thing, is to have presence of mind. There's, kickboxing, my thing, or unfortunately I've been in a couple street fights as well, which sucks, but that's not the point right now. What you see often during sparring or fighting, and I've made that mistakes myself, is that because of some sort of fear, you shut down your mind, and basically you don't remember the fight. You cannot remember the fight. You remember nothing. You remember that you were obviously fighting, but you had zero presence of mind. once was in my case this like you well no, not once but a couple times basically. And I remember like I had like zero presence of mind there. Like you basically what I'm saying is you lose your presence of mind. You don't remember what's going on. And no matter how too much you try, you don't remember it with detail. Like you just don't remember it because you lose your presence of mind because of your experience. And another thing people do is this that instead of they close their eyes, which is like closing your eyes in a fight is like saying they declaring that oh I'm just kill me. It's like same thing. Or they like move their head over like this and they're like it's no. You should look. So this presence of mind, this is a story I've told. It's told in the book in different way, not about you of course. Shows that what kind of things these people had respected. And of course, these stories here we're talking. It's an ideals, okay? It's an ideal, and what it means that it's not like every single person is like this. Of course, every single thing has exceptions. It's just an ideal. This is very interesting quote here. Rectitude carried to excess hardens into stiffness. Benevolence indulged beyond measures sinks into weakness. Now it doesn't mean to have no whatever human emotions, but like too much, anything, not anything, but this particular thing, like stretched too much is it turns into weakness basically. It's really funny remark here. Not funny, but interesting. To bear what you think you cannot bear is really to bear. A lot of times you think, oh, I bear a lot, but no. This thing tells you that to bear what you think you cannot bear is really to bear. And here is funny, not funny, but unexpected / funny stuff about the Japanese culture. You expect these people to be brutally brutal, and even when they would be insulted in the slightest way, they would draw their swords to go for a kill. But no, they are not actually that way at all. In fact, one of the of course this is ideal. Okay. Through you denied yourself and insult me. What is that to me? You cannot defile my soul by your outrage. Okay, it's kind of author said like to get angry about petty things. It's like not just something that samurai would do. Like for petty little things, no, samurai don't care that stuff. But and it says this after indignation for a great cause is righteous wrath. Okay, indignation for a greater cause is a righteous wrath. It's right, basically. But not for petty little things. Soul development, right? From birth they had very different upbringing as a children. Like for most important thing for generally for samurai was honor, and you see in seven Bushido says the seven laws, right? Honor, respect, integrity, heroic courage, honesty and sincerity, duty, loyalty, and compassion. So, now let's get to the promised part. Okay, let's jump into it. Well, I've told you that I would tell you something unexpected about the seppuku, and I've said this. Also tries to compares the seppuku suicide to Christian culture and stuff like that, which I think is very wrong, because Christianity and this kind of stuff, no, it's really not the right thing to compare with each other. And what I'm saying, and the author said as well, slightly different ways, this women who admire seppuku. We respect this thing. As a man, I may disrespect the heavens, but I respect, or heavens or gods, I may disrespect them, but I shall never dare to disrespect a man that has the balls to commit seppuku. And of course this comparison is not the same because God or gods are not real, but the man that actually commits seppuku is the man, okay? It's something I respect to this. It's something that brings this feeling to you, this feeling of respect, this feeling of some sort of, oh yes, this is great. This is great. Because as a man you cannot help but to respect these kind of things. And I don't know why is this, but I'm going to tell you these two real stories that actually happened. And the author of the book quotes these things from other sources. First is about Taki Senzaburo, 32 years old man that committed seppuku, and it's expressed how he commits seppuku. He takes this sort of cuts himself, and guess how many times he screams? Can you imagine what kind of pain is this to cut your, what's called, cutting stuff? Can you imagine what kind of pain is this? How painful this thing is? But the man only slightly shows on his face the pain, only slightly. But before he enters to his death with his own free will, because he's not in chains or just like something like this, he just carries himself. He comes freely. He does this with his own free will. To retreat from infamy, he committed. He's a complete different mentality. Such a respect, such an honorful action. The man, and only once he showed on his face this pain, but screamed. How many times he screamed? He never screamed. He never dared to utter any sound of scream. And once his head got cut off, he only thing basically you could hear in the room was a blood coming from, I guess, from head or whatever, this place, right, neck, from cut off head. This is the only thing you could hear in the room. The man uttered zero sound, and this is the way he committed the seppuku. Now, if you don't respect that, I know what to say to you. You're just, this is this quote from the book. When honor is lost, it's a relief to die. When honor is lost, it's a relief to die. This but a sure retreat from infamy. When honor is lost, it is a relief to die. Really, it's a relief to die. There's this saying that it's not not only the bullet that kills a man. There are many things that can kill a man. Far worse thing is to be dead inside. To be dead inside. To live as one that is dead. And how many people are dead inside? How many people die slow deaths every single day? They die inside. But of course, every single day we die because we get older. We get robust. Like we have expired date, every single one of us. But to die from inside, and for a warrior spirit. And by the way, don't underestimate my conversation. Don't assume that I agree everything about this samurai or Bushido stuff. No, but I'm telling you, it's the seppuku part is honorful. To commit it for right reasons, by the way. And the seppuku is not coming, by the way, because of madness or something like this. The samurai shows neither anger, neither joy, neither pain, neither relief. Okay, samurai don't does this thing for some sort of stupid reason. Maybe he did his wrongdoing, for his wrongdoing, and he wants to show with his action. He regrets correcting his mistake by his seppuku, his death. Or he simply lost his honor, and it is a relief to die. And he wants to die, and he dies, honorful way, with his own free will, not just like greatest thing humanity does. Humans have is to, to grab the life with both hands. When you know that no matter how much you try to grab this thing, your life, you will be forced eventually to let go. And eventually you will still be forced to let go. And might as well do it in an honorful way, man. Might as well do it in an honorful way for men and women. Might as well do it in an honorful way. Instead of pitifully grabbing it and dying of a dog's death. And here's this reference, since I already mentioned it. This is the saying in ancients, basically. This for a cause of unworthy of a dying for was called a dog's death. So it really comes handy when we talk about seppuku. This for a cause unworthy of dying for was and should be called a dog's death even today. So seppuku doesn't come for no whatsoever reason, okay? Just like it happens today. No, not seppuku at suicide. Suicide happens today for stupid reasons. It's not the same reason seppuku was coming for. Okay? And this quote comes very handy. It's like, death for a cause of unworthy of dying for was called a dog's death. And should be called, and I'm calling it a dog's death. So it's a warrior's culture. It's a spirit of the warrior. It's a spirit of winning. It's a very different thing. It's very different thing. It's the manliest thing ever I can think of right now. And in samurai culture in that period, the life is cheap, man. Life is cheap. Like very cheap. And the second story I wanted to share with you second seppuku story I wanted to share with you was story of Sakon and Nike. One was 24 years old and the other was 17 years old. They were brothers. And they decided to avenge for their fathers and try to kill a general. And enemy general, basically they got caught, and instead of killing them in a shameful way, the general gave them opportunity to kill them themselves, commit seppuku basically. And the older brother tells to younger brother, do commit seppuku first, so I'll watch you and make sure that you'll do everything right way. And the younger brother tells him this, brother, I'm inexperienced. Show me how to commit seppuku right way, and I shall do it. And the older brother laughs, smiles, I guess, and says to him, very well said, my brother. And starts to show him detailed way before his head is cut off, and his younger brother commits this seppuku just like his older brother showed him to commit. It's an honorful thing, very honorful thing. And yes, this is the soul of the Japan. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. See you.